How's it going, you guys? Today I'm going to be building in Willow Creek, and if you can't tell by the title, we are doing a completely 100% base game build, no custom content whatsoever. This was a really fun challenge for me, and I actually ended up liking the build a lot more than I anticipated. I chose to do Daisy Hovel because I feel like it is just such a classic starter home. And though this does definitely end up being a little pricier than your traditional starter home, um, I wanted to go ahead and just do like a very small starter home. And if you want to download this for yourself, it will be on the gallery. I'll have my ID down below so you guys can find it on there. But yeah, if you want it to be a little bit more cost effective, you can just delete some of the paintings that I put in there. I found that the biggest challenge was the lack of clutter and the lack of paintings and stuff like that. I really wanted to like fill up the space, without it looking super mismatched. And so I do expand it a little bit. I just make it a little bit wider, and that's pretty much the only change I do to like the exterior walls. But yeah, I was really excited to do this. I do want to do more base game and just like pack restricted builds. I was thinking about what I want to do next with this kind of stuff. The non-CC builds, and I think that I'm gonna do one with like a mismatched kit. So like the last 3 kits we got, the everyday clutter kit, the pastel pop kit, and the bathroom clutter kit, I think I want to use those 3 and see what I can do, like only base game and those 3 kits, and see what we can do with those, because kits are super affordable, and I feel like those kits, out of all of them except like maybe blooming rooms if you are really into plants, I feel like those are the best kits that we've ever gotten. I'm so excited about them, and I haven't really built with the bathroom clutter kit yet, even in my own gameplay, so I'm super excited to dive into that. But yeah, you guys just see that I'm making a little bit of changes here and there, just kind of dressing it up a little bit, and changing things to my preference a little bit more. I can't say that I stuck to a certain theme or color palette. I did try to, but most of my decisions were purely based in the thing that I could find that I liked. um, a base game, I mean, you can definitely make a lot of beautiful builds. People do it all the time. And I do use mods for this. You'll see me use Tool quite a bit, and I did this on purpose because if you don't have access to Tool, you can't do the things that I've done in the game. But if you download my build, those items aren't going to change. They're still going to look the way they look in my game. And I do use bb.moveobjects, so make sure you have that turned on before you place the build. But other than that, you should be good to go. If you do try and move something that I've used Tool on, or like if you try and resize it, I guess, because most of what I did was just resizing objects with Tool. If you do try and resize it, then it's quite possible that you won't be able to get it back. I mean, you can probably control Z your way out of it, but you won't be able to get it back to the size that I had it at otherwise, if that makes any sense at all. All right, we're finally starting to kind of get into it, adding some doors. We're gonna add some windows too. I did notice upon looking through the clutter a little bit that a lot of base game items are kind of geared a little bit more towards an artist character. It just kind of felt like that. So that is what I decided on. I decided on an artist sim, and I put art. Like I tried to use all of the artist supplies, all that I could find, and I tried to also use a lot of paintings around the house, as you'll see later on. And I also just tried to make it kind of like, I guess, an eclectic style, which was sort of by choice, sort of not, just given the base game items that I had available to me. But I think it turned out really, I mean, sort of cohesive in a way, which I wasn't expecting. Um, and like I already said, I definitely did end up liking it more than I had thought. But yeah, it's for one sim or a couple. Um, Definitely not. I mean, you could maybe squeeze another bedroom if you changed the layout a little bit. But for now, it's definitely just for a couple or a single sim. Um, and I just tried to kind of put little pops of color, but I tried to use more muted swatches for almost everything I grabbed. Um, but yeah, not everything works perfectly, but I feel like for the kind of items that you're given in base game, I feel like, this works. I'll accept this. I'm gonna go ahead and be quiet for a little while and let you guys enjoy the build. And I'll pop back in towards the end. Just wanted to pop back in while I'm finishing up with the landscaping and everything. Landscaping is my absolute favorite part of builds, especially like house builds that I can actually do landscaping on. Like the last two builds that I did on this channel were apartments, and I very much missed being able to finish up with just covering everything in greenery. And I was actually pleasantly surprised to find that most of the things that I usually use are base game. I didn't even realize that, but usually this is kind of what I do to yards anyway. So I was really happy that I got to use some familiar faces finally after a bit of working outside of my comfort zone on the interior. But I absolutely love the way this comes together. It starts out a little bit plain, even though I'm just kind of like outlining the perimeter of the house with plants everywhere. But I do add some stuff to do back here, and I think it ends up really, really cute. But yeah, oh, and I do remember that there's a door there. I remember, and I add a small little porch area and some stairs leading down. But yeah, screenshots are coming soon, so just enjoy the rest of the build and enjoy the screenshots, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Let me know how you liked this base game build, and let me know if there's any specific packs that you'd like to see me build with in the future. I have all the expansion packs, but the other packs I'm kind of limited on. Yeah, so just let me know what you'd like to see. Have a great night, you guys. Bye.